All right, let's talk about something I'm sure a lot of you have felt. Have you ever logged into your project management software and just felt overwhelmed? Like it was built for some massive corporation, not for your small business? Well, if that sounds familiar, you're going to want to stick around. Today, we're diving into a tool called 𝗛𝘀𝘆𝑔les, which promises to be a way simpler and way more budget-friendly solution. Let's see if it actually lives up to the hype. So let's just start with the big question right off the bat. Is your current project software total overkill? I mean, have you ever found yourself wrestling with a tool that's just too complicated, loaded with features you'll never touch, and honestly, way too expensive for what you actually need to do? And this is really the heart of the problem, right? Most of the big-name tools out there, they're designed for these giant, 1,000-person corporations. And yeah, they need all those super complex features and deep integrations. But if you're a freelancer, or you run a small agency, or you're a startup, your world is completely different. You just need the core stuff, the 80% of features that help you get the work done, not get in your way. And what's the result of this mismatch? Well, you end up wasting hours, literally hours, on just setting things up. You're hit with this wall of features you'll never, ever use. And the learning curve, it feels like you're trying to climb Mount Everest when all you really wanted to do was just manage a few simple tasks. It is just pure frustration. But here's the part that really hurts: the cost. That high recurring subscription fee that just hits your bank account every single month. And the worst part is, it gets bigger every single time you want to bring on a new team member. For a small business that's bootstrapping, that is a constant, nagging financial drain. So, what's the alternative? Well, this is where 𝗛𝘀𝘆𝘆𝑔les comes into the picture. It claims to be a much, much simpler way to manage your work. So let's dig into those all-important first impressions. The whole idea behind 𝗛𝘀𝘆𝘆𝑔les is actually pretty genius in its simplicity. It's built to give you that 80% of features you use day in and day out, but without all the enterprise-level bloat that just slows you down and confuses your team. And there's a quote from the source material that just captures the feeling of logging in for the first time perfectly. It says you get an immediate sense of control rather than confusion. And that's exactly it. Instead of feeling totally overwhelmed, you feel like, okay, I get this. It's like a breath of fresh air. And the speed, this is a huge factor. Getting a new project set up, creating a few tasks, inviting a team member, the whole thing took less than 15 minutes. Now, if you're a small team that needs to onboard a new client like yesterday, that is a massive win. The learning curve for the basics is pretty much zero. Okay, the real centerpiece of the whole user experience is this multi-view dashboard. The ability to just click a button and instantly switch your view from a detailed list to a drag-and-drop Kanban board or to a visual Gantt chart for a client report, that's incredibly powerful. It makes seeing what's going on completely effortless. So yeah, that first impression is really strong. But does it actually hold up when you put it to work on a real project? Well, let's dive into the core features and find out. And here's the crucial thing. It has all the foundational features you'd actually expect. You get unlimited projects and tasks, so you're never going to hit some arbitrary ceiling. You can create custom workflows that actually match your team's process. It has native time tracking, which is absolutely essential for billing clients accurately. And you get simple visual reporting, so you can spot bottlenecks. It's all there. But, featureless is one thing. How does this thing actually handle a real-world scenario? To find out, the tool was put through a pretty typical agency workflow test. So here's how the test worked. First, a project was set up with custom statuses like drafting and internal review. Then, a task was assigned to a user with the role writer. Now, here was the crucial step. What happens when the writer moves that task to internal review? Does it automatically reassign to the manager and fire off a notification? That's the real test. And the result was a clear success. The system was instantly responsive, the logic worked exactly as it should, and the notification was triggered immediately. This proves that 𝗛𝘀𝘆𝘆𝑔les can absolutely handle a professional process reliably, but, and this is the key part, without any of the crazy complex setup you'd have to fight with in a tool like Jira. Okay, so the features work, the user interface is clean, but now we get to what might be the single most compelling part of this whole story: the price. Yup, you are seeing that right. $19. That is the one-time payment for the appsumo lifetime deal. Not per month, not per user, just once. And you're done. Let's really put that number into perspective. For a team of 5 people, Jira's standard plan costs over $870 a year, every single year. With this lifetime deal, after that initial $19 purchase, your annual cost is $0. I mean, think about that for a second. That $870 you just saved could pay for your email marketing software for a whole year or buy a new piece of equipment. The savings are absolutely massive.
So really, this breaks it down to the 2 key differences. With 𝗏𝗏𝘀𝗀, you're getting a simple tool with 0 recurring cost. With Jira, you're getting a very complex tool with a high, never-ending subscription fee. For a small business, that choice becomes incredibly clear.
So, we've seen the problem, we've looked at the solution, we've seen the test, and we've seen the price. And that brings us to the final verdict. Is 𝗏𝗏𝘀𝗀𝘀 the right fit for you and for your business? Well, the source material is super clear on who this is an absolute must-buy for. If you're a freelancer juggling client projects, if you're a small agency with fewer than, say, 10 people, or if you're a startup trying to conserve every single dollar, this deal is aimed squarely at you. But hey, let's be balanced here. No tool is perfect. The pros are huge. The value is just unbeatable, the interface is super easy to use, and you have that crucial native time tracking built right in. Now, on the flip side, the cons are pretty much what you'd expect from a newer tool. It has limited integrations compared to the enterprise giants, the reporting is a bit basic, and it's still a platform that's growing and maturing. There's a final quote here that I think frames the decision perfectly. You are not just buying a piece of software. You are eliminating a recurring operational expense for good. Think about that. You're not just buying another tool. You're making a strategic business move to permanently kill a monthly bill. For any small business, that's a really powerful financial shift. So, I'll just leave you with this thought. What would it mean for your business, for your bottom line, for your peace of mind, to get rid of just one of those recurring software subscriptions, forever? For a one-time cost that's less than a team lunch, is that a change worth making? Definitely something to think about.